Hello, everybody. This is Tim giving you guys a episode of Dieselfunk Dispatch. I think we are live. We do have some. Okay, that's what we got going on. Well, I knew there was something going on here. Let me mute this. We have some kind of audio issue, but don't worry, I'm gonna take care of that soon enough. So we're getting it done here. Again, thank you guys for being patient with me. And everything seems to be going okay. I'm trying something a little bit different today. I'm actually creating a thumbnail for my stream, which is kind of interesting. So we just hope that we can pull it together here. Let's see here. Go back there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think we're pretty much there. And I think Instagram is running well, so no complaints about that. The only thing I think needs to happen now is TikTok, which is interesting. It's like you can do TikTok on your phone, but it's a little bit trickier to do it on on it's a little bit trickier to do it on the computer for the Mac. But don't worry about it. We'll get to all that kind of stuff as we go on. Tomorrow I leave for the Thursday I leave for San Diego Comic Con. Looking forward to it. Brother Nasib Gifted has assigned me the moderator's position. There will be several people who will be on the panel. I'll show a little bit of that as I get an opportunity to. But I've downloaded most of the images and the video and everything, so we're going to get that, and I will be uploading that as we get into it. But I want to just say that this has been a real ride doing this and getting everything ready for the San Diego Comic Con. I'm grateful to be asked for this great honor to just go in and do what I do. But today, one of the things I want to do here is, while we're getting to this, is I want to look into trying to show folks how I do breakdowns. This is something, again, this channel is about doing stuff, showcasing stuff that will be ongoing, frankly. It will be ongoing. And that's something that I think people want to see over time. It's not like I'll just do tutorials or anything like that. I'm not interested in doing a complete tutorial set. I find that incredibly boring. I think what works better for me is just to show you guys what I do. And once I do that, I'm kind of feeling kind of good and positive about what I'll be doing. Now, let me just take a moment here to go to my desktop here, if I can. Let's see. All right, we got Photoshop here. All right, good. Now, the way I'm finding that it's a little bit easier to do this kind of stuff is instead of trying to assign each panel here, just to go with the desktop, right? So today's thing is doing comic book breakdowns. That's today's session. That's one of the things that I think is important that people will see. They will see how I do my work. I've been putting it off a little bit, and today I'm going to be working a little bit on W.E.B. Du Bois's The Comet. So today it's going to be quick, fast, and I'll go through the process of how I decide panel arrangement. And hopefully that'll satisfy a lot of you folks out there in terms of what I'm doing. Additionally, now that I have a moment here, I will put this up here. This is the San Diego Comic Con Afrofuturism, STEM and Afrofuturism. That's the name, STEM, Space, and Afrofuturism. I am the moderator here. On the panel, we'll have Yatasha Womack, Dr. Shamika Mitchell, Dr. Mawinda Kamudu Biggs, Regine Sawyer, and Dr. LaWanna Richmond. So it's going to be a lot of sisters on the panel talking about Afrofuturism, and I should more than likely provide the one disruptive presence as a dude on the stage. So I'm actually charmed, flattered, and horrified to be doing this panel all at the same time, because if I get out of line, they're going to rip me a new one. Anyway, panelists will discuss the impact of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics stems on Afrofuturism. The speakers will talk about the role of astronomy plays in unifying Afrocentric themes with an intergalactic outlook and how these concepts inform comic book stories. Sounds fun to me. That'll be July 25th at 12 p.m. on the Grand Ballroom, DE 4th floor, Omni San Diego Hotel. So I've been, there were many years where I did not go to San Diego Comic Con, but now I am. Also, this is all sponsored by the 11th annual The Kim Fest. This is Naseed, his comic book festival out there in Jersey. So it's really a big honor to be moderating panel. I don't think I've moderated a panel at San Diego yet. Maybe I may. I think I did a interesting job as a panelist a few years ago with Jeff Smith, which was good. Again, I hope I get the chance to do that one over again one day. So anyway, I just want to check one thing here, and then we will see. This is I'm kind of liking this setup here because it makes things a little bit easier. I can kind of shift through my work a little bit more solidly. And I can show people what I'm doing. All right. So let's check this out. First of all, even before I get to my breakdowns, let me do one more thing here. I just want to do one more thing. I want to go to scenes here. Go to scenes. Hang on, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Okay, we're gonna go right down there. All right, let's do this. Still learning this stuff as I go along, so bear with me. All right, then we got this guy here. We're gonna call this scene here. Hit, like, subscribe. All right, so we got that there. So we have a new scene that we're creating in Mel Studio. No, you can't see the interface for right now, but just stand by. We're gonna click on media source and we're gonna type hit. There it is. And we're gonna do hit, like, subscribe. We're gonna hit open. Right, okay, there we go. Now let's see what happens if, and I think you guys might see it now. Yes. So remember the animation I've been working on for the last few days? Well, there you go. So please, for the Dieselfunk dispatch, I would ask you to hit subscribe. Hit it. Hit it. Hit like and subscribe. I would ask you to do that for me, please. Do that for a dog. Do that for a dude, please. It's important that, I'm working on this. I've been working pretty hard to get this together here. Creating graphics, showing you guys how I'm putting things together, kind of like a little bit at a time. And again, I ask you to hit like and subscribe. I love feedback. If you got any commentary, please. Looking forward to that as well. So there we go. All right, now let's get back to here. Okay, so again, today is all about doing the breakdowns. This is my comment folder here, and I think this is a pretty good place to start. Not only will I show you guys how I'm doing the graphics, I'll show you how I'm doing well, maybe I won't do that today with the how I'm producing the finished imagery from it, but right now I'm just concentrating on the sequences, right? And we'll get to that. You can see a little bit of that from here. This is pretty good here. This is a sequence here that I'm working on. But I need to coalesce these scenes into a coherent sequence, or sequences, plural. And as I get to that, I think I'll be okay. All right, but anyway, so let's do this here. We're going to go to, let's see, let's go to Adobe Acrobat. There we go. So Adobe Acrobat, we can see it here, and here are all of my breakdowns. And what I did for a period there is hold on one second here. Let me make sure I do this one thing, because I did not do this. Close that there and go here. There we go. All right, so, realizing that I did not go live on Facebook. That's not good. But okay, we live and learn, right? Live and learn. All right, so that's going live on Facebook. Yeah, that's what happens when you're trying to do all this stuff by yourself. But it's all good. All right. So again, for you guys on who are we're just loading in here, so you can see what I have here. I am doing a sequence today where I'm just showing comic book breakdowns. And I'll go back here so you can see it. This will be good. So this is what I'm doing. I'm doing comic book breakdowns. I think that'll be a useful thing for you guys to be able to see. And I'll be working on my adaptation of W.E.B. Du Bois's The Comet today. Okay, enough of that. Let's go back here and get back down to this guy here. There we go. All right, great. All right, so let's go back to the comment here. All right, so here's my comment folder. And as I go through, I will also take the liberty of showing you guys how I get reference and things like that. I think that'll be a pretty cool thing to be able to showcase as well. So it'll be all right. All right, so let me do this here. Share, copy link. Okay, we want to go here to Tim Fielder. I want to make sure that I'm showing that. All right, it looks like it's already live here, but I'm going to do this here, paste that there. Okay, so that's good. All righty. So breakdowns. What are breakdowns? Breakdowns are where you are telling the comic book or graphic novel story with panels. You're primarily telling the story in sketch form with rough drawings. It's a technique that works quite nicely. It's very good when you have a very clear idea of what your story is. In this particular case here, I'm adapting W.E.B. Du Bois's The Comet. Let me move this down here so you guys can see it. Oh, no, not that there. Hang on. Get that there. Let's go here. There we go. All right. So as you can see here, let me go here. I've gotten past this part here, but I want to go right there. Let's see here. Yeah, this will be good. All right, now. So this is going to be a little weird, but work with me here as I do this. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to shift all of this over. Watch what I'm doing. I'm going to shift all of this over to the left. And this really is helpful when you're working on a big screen. Very, very helpful when you're working on a big screen. So now I could go to Clip Studio Paint. I don't think I want to do that today. I think today is going to be an Adobe thing. So we're going to Photoshop. I'm going to go to my new file here. And this time, even though generally I work in a widescreen view, I think this time I'm going to work in a tabloid view at 300 dpi. And the reason why I'm working so high, as you can see here, It's because I want the resolution on this to be high enough so when I transfer these breakdowns over to actual full-on pages, the resolution will hold. Okay, but another thing I'm going to do here, and this is the great thing about working with large monitors. See what I'm doing here? See what I'm doing? I actually have half of the page, and what I've done is I've shifted all of my interface to the right. You'll notice all of my interfaces to the right. I removed these elements here to the left. The reason why I did that, because I want to be able to do this. I need to be able, whoops, for this AI assistant, sometimes stuff gets a little bit annoying, but we're going to see if we can close that. There we go. All right, good. So we got this here. I think we're good here. Let me turn this. Okay, I think we're good here. So we'll go right here to page 26. Now, it is 9:16. I want to try to finish up at 10, which is great. We're going to go here to this. I'm going to take my pen. All right, there we go. Fantastic. All right, page, exterior, Wall Street. Same street as before, but everyone is dead and cars are wrecked. Right? Now watch what we're going to do. Since this is page 26, right? The thing to keep in mind is that I went through this book, the story, the comic by W.E.B. Du Bois, and I broke it down and said, okay, this sequence here will be on this page. This sequence here, right? So, right? Right? Page 26, exterior Wall Street. Right? So let me sketch this out really quick. We're going to say he's here, kind of like this. I know that's a weird shot, but and he's kind of leaning against the wall, right? Let me zoom into this so you guys can see what's happening. See how quick that sketch is? So this is what this guy is doing. He's horrified. Right? What we'll do is we'll take the door here. Right? This is the front of the bank that he's in. Now, a lot of people may not know the story. I won't go too much in the story because I do want you to read the book. Right? We keep that flat there. See what's happening? So he's got the door open, and here we go. And so, same street, but everyone is dead and cars are wrecked. All right, watch this. We got bodies here. People kind of strewn all over the ground. See how that can be a mess? That can be really sketchy? That's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. So we got dead bodies here. People kind of leaning up against the thing here. This is the sidewalk. Right? And we'll make that sidewalk go off into the distance just a little bit. It'll be a pretty exaggerated shot. We'll do this here. Bam, bam, bam. So you see how, let me zoom into this here. See how we're getting a little perspective here? We could even take it up a little bit like that, right? Right here, I'm going to take two large windows. Okay? And this is supposed to be in the 1920s. God, if only I could do finished work this fast. All right, so we got this here. I'm also going to take my eraser here. Watch what I'm about to do. And by the way, when I'm doing this type of work, when you're doing breakdowns, it's good if you follow it, but understand that these type of things, they're not necessarily, you can break away from these things. You can break away from these things. See? So here we have an overturned car, right? We can have the dead body in there, right? And then we'll have another car that has smashed into this, right? So you see what's happening here? So a car has smashed into this and kind of overturned it a little bit. Since this is the 1920s, we have basically Model Ts, right? That there. And again, as I draw this, I'll be a heck of a lot more careful about how I'm drawing these things, right? I'm going to put some dead bodies underneath here because, you know, what's happened is a comet has come by and has killed everybody, right? See what I'm doing? Quick, fast. Not trying to keep it long and laborious. I'll do this here. I'm going to put dead bodies here. Now, here, I won't put an alleyway. What I'll do is I'll have another connecting building right there, right? Now, as I'm drawing this, understand that it's not so big a deal that how would I say, it's not so much of a big deal that I'm working in a sketchy manner. That's okay. That's all right. That's all right if I'm working sketchy. Because these images are not meant to be it's not meant to be completely um, uh, finished, if you will. It's just supposed to be visual suggestions of how we want things to come together. All right, now let me go here. I'm gonna go check my comment section here. We're gonna leave this page here. We're gonna go back here. We're gonna see if there's any comments. Okay, we got that. Okay, we got Afrofuturism 2.0. Things are going good there. This is great. Clip here. I'm seeing a little work from Jackson Comics with Blake Barnes. This is great, man, dude. All right, let's see here. Let's go to our homepage. Right there. There we go. And now we're going to check and see in the comment section here. Okay, we don't have anything going right now, but that's good. I guess we'll check. We'll say, hey, folks. We'll do it one more time. There we're good. And then here, that one's a little weird, but we won't worry about that one. And that's so Dieselfunk and Dieselfunk Dispatch are both, the chats are both running. Let me go here to Dieselfunk. I'm going to click here, switch account. I'm sure there's going to be some audio that comes up. So just, whoa, what is that? That is clips from Megan. Okay, okay, there we go. All right. So we see what's happening here, and if people start to comment, I will comment, of course, back. Let me check on Instagram here. Point pusher. Hey, hello, Daniel Williams. How you doing, sir? So good to see you. Yeah, bruh. I'm bald. But all is well, all is well, all is well. I hope everybody, I hope Hazel and the family are doing well. Good to see you, dude. Sexual chocolate. I mean, yes, that is the Queen Regine Sawyer. It is. It is. It is that. Okay, and thank you, Capetta, AGP2 Mom. I don't know who that is. Hey, Moria. How you doing? I think from the carnival, if I'm not mistaken. Good to see you here. That's good though. So we're gonna get back to this. It's good to see you guys. Thank you. Getting a lot of reaction on Instagram. I'm starting to see that there are different people. Most of my comments or people who chime in are on Instagram, so that's good. I'll keep that in mind. But I'm a little C down, so if I'm a little bit slow to draw, bear with me. Okay, back to this. So I'm going to zoom out here. Watch how I do this. I'm going to take this. And by the way, this is not accurate. It is not accurate. I'm doing my own sort of loose. Hold on, so I have to check sometimes and see if touch is on my Cintiq. All right, watch this. Okay, so you see what I've done? I've done this in the sense that this is a grid pattern. I'm not really worried about it, right? So we have a bunch of dead bodies here, right? We got cars, trucks, overturned. We have windows here. This is another building here. I'll do this. That'll be good. Keep in mind, all loose here. We're not trying to remake the wheel. We're just trying to keep it light. We want things to be done. Here, I'll take a kind of a light post. I'll take a truck here, kind of turned over, smashed. And I want bodies, lots of bodies. And again, they don't have to be super duper detailed. Do this here. There we go. So here's a car here again. That car there, and we got people underneath the car because folks were dying in the street like dogs. Pretty gruesome stuff here. You know, a lot of people don't realize that W.E. Du Bois actually wrote science fiction at points, and his stuff was pretty grim. Very much post-apocalyptic. All right. So that's one image. So I could use that image. We'll see how I feel about it. But one of the things I do want to do, let's take this and duplicate that. So we can say that right there is one layer, right? I'm going to go here, command backspace. Okay, we're going to do a fill right quick because I need to fill that with white. Let's go here. Fill, there it is. I want to fill that with white. There we go. All right, so we got that. So this right here is on one layer here. I did not mean to draw on a solid black layer here or here. So what I'll do, so for example, when I turn it off, you can see that checkerboard there. It's because it's on a transparent layer. I made a mistake in the sense that I did not mean to have draw on a white background. I meant to draw on a transparent background overlaid onto this, but that's okay. Watch what we're going to do here. We're going to go to select. We're going to go to color range here, and I'm going to click inside this. So it's selecting everything that's white. Hit delete, and there we go. So you can see here, the lines are here, but they are on this kind of checker background, meaning that it's transparent, right? And I don't need it to be perfect. I just need, some things here to be okay. Now I'll turn on the background here in white. Okay, so that's good. Now, so before I even do that, I wanted to get that out just as a warm-up, but let me go here to another layer here. Watch this. All right, same street as before, but everyone is dead and cars are wrecked, right? So I'm going to just do this. Watch this. Whoops. It would probably help to, there we go. Great. So we're just going to do this. All right, so that's a very rough breakdown. Very rough. See? Very rough. It's just a basic line. So we're saying same street as before, but everyone is dead and cars are wrecked. How silent the street was, not a soul was stirring, yet it was high noon, Wall Street, Broadway. He glanced almost wildly up and down, then across the street. As he looked, a sickening horror froze in his limbs. Right? So this page doesn't need a lot of imagery. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go here. He's shocked. He's horrified. It's our main character, right? And then we can do one thing. We can either take a shot of him standing here. This is what, and I tend to use this angle a lot, so I'm inclined not to do it because there's going to be a lot of this kind of stuff in here, right? And then we could do it like this. So here's the sidewalk. We got dead bodies on the sidewalk, right? We have a car smashed here into another car right there. And then we got dead bodies laying across the street. We have a truck overturned, right? So this is a rear shot here. So that's one way to do it. Now, we could also take him and reduce him down smaller like that. Yep. And as a matter of fact, let me get this truck out of the way here. And I'll show you what I'm going to do as I get into this. So we're going to say this shot here, right? So there he is. So he's on the sidewalk. He sees nothing but dead bodies, overturned cars, but tons and tons and tons of dead bodies, smoke. He sees across the street, you see dead bodies in the kind of the foyer, not the foyer, but the opening of the building across the street, right? And there are dead bodies everywhere. You see? Hello, Mike Stratford. How you doing? Congratulations on the Dennis Cowan book, man. Very proud of you. You're doing the work, and I'm trying to keep up with you, man. You're moving too fast, dude. I don't see how that person does that kind of work. I can't do that like you. Also, Chris Ryan. Hello, how you doing? Tell the damn story guys are in the house. So good. And I imagine somebody, whenever I see Chris Ryan is a writing part. Well, he's not. Well, he is a writing partner of Alex Simmons, but he's actually a writer on his own, known for doing hardboard crime novels. But Mr. Ryan is looking mighty relaxed since he's retired from teaching every day, to teaching the young heathens, right? So anyway, we're gonna go here. I'm sorry, you. I know you. I know you wish you could go back to school. So it's all good. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to criticize the school stuff. But you got it. I will say you do look relaxed. You look relaxed. You look like you're getting into your game, and I'm so very happy for you. So we're gonna have a body hanging out of here, and bunches of bodies. Right now, I like that, but I think what I need to do is I need to take this shot here, right? Take the shot, and I am going to, whoops, I'm going to reduce this image down. I'm going to show you why. That should be even bigger. It should be even bigger. And I'll show you what I mean. So if he's here, if I get rid of these edges here, and this is just breakdowns. Again, most people, well, I mean, who am I to say, but most people don't show their breakdowns that I know of. They don't do this type of work. They'll do it behind closed doors. But we're in a new age, guys, and you got to show this stuff. I think that's my theory, is that as we are in the age where working in this world that we're in now suggests that service-based jobs are going to ultimately, they're not going to go away. They're going to be gradually reduced more and more and more over time. That's what I believe will happen, right? So here we have a larger pile of bodies. We have people here kind of piled up on the doorway here, right? Put a mailbox there, whatever, how we're going to do it. We could put more windows here, right? And to make this shot be more horrible, right? What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this, right? And I'm going to hold down Command and Option, and I'm just going to duplicate that all the way up. right? Because what we need to see here is we need to see the fact that he is standing in front of a wide expanse of a building, right? So he's looking across the street now. Again, dead bodies everywhere, all over the street. You see what I'm saying? The only thing I might consider doing now, since I have a pretty wide shot here, is I will make his body a little bit bigger. There we go. Yes. And put him right at the bottom. Okay, look at that. All right, that's a heck of a shot. I can live with that. I can live with that. It's not perfect, but it's a heck of a shot, right? Do this. I'm going to go here. So we're looking here. Yep, there we go. All right. There we go. So this page here really only needs 2 panels. We need the shock of horror. Let's zoom into this. We need the shock of horror, and then we need this particular thing with his face. But here's the thing. Watch what I'm going to do here. I'm now going to take this, Command T. Let's just move it right over there. Right? So that's on a separate layer. That's on a separate layer. I'm good with that. So now let's go to our next page. So here, slowly the messenger crept along the walls, wetting his parched mouth and trying to comprehend, stilling the tremor in his limbs and rising terror in his heart. Meaning he's seeing a bunch of dead bodies everywhere, right? So here's how we're going to do this. Now, you guys remember that first drawing I did? So let me go back here to that. Yeah, watch this. Let's take this image. What we're going to do now, oh, I like that. Huh, that's a thought. How do we do this? I know what we're going to do. I hate to waste drawings, but whatever. This is all about what's best for the story. So what we're going to do here, I'm going to zoom in on this again. Oh God, that's one thing I did not do. Hang on one second. I might drop out of the screen here for a second. I was wondering why I was having such difficulty seeing because my reading glasses fell on the floor. Ah, I can see now. This is great. All right, so here we go. We're going to go back here. We're going to go back to this layer here. Now, what we want to be able to do here, even though I love this kind of expanse for that shot, I'm going to save it, but I'm going to do this time. See what I'm doing? I'm getting rid of that bottom part there, and I'm going to get rid of the top part here. Right? So what I can do now is make that shot an opening panel. Right? So that opening shot is going to be the top panel. Right? So what is it saying? He glanced wildly up and down across the street, and as he looked, a sickening horror froze in his limbs. So this is where he is here. So we can do a wide shot there, right? Now we can do this. We can take, so that's what? That's the top shot. Looks pretty horrible. To see the immensity of where he is, now we can take this shot here. We can go to 1. And I don't, it's just me. It's just me. I'm not a huge fan of the kind of slanted, kind of manga-esque panels. I think it's boring to me. But forgive me if anyone's offended by that. If you want to slant your panels, go for it. I'm just saying for me, I'm a Dave Gibbons breakdown guy. I like my stuff to be, Alan Moore, Dave Gibbons. They just tell the story straight. Don't worry. Don't try to make us feel sexy with the slanted, blade-like panels. Just give us a rectangle that's clean or not so clean, but a rectangle or square and tell the story. All right. So here's what we're going to do. And let's see. So we have this here, right? So this is 27. A bunch of people bunched on the front of a building, right? So this is pretty horrifying. But what he's doing is he is trying to go around all of this, right? So this is what I'm going to do. Instead of having him standing in the stairwell here, I'm going to actually put him on the street like this. Right? Let me get this right here because I don't want to confuse anyone who's my editors are going to be seeing these breakdowns. All right? All right. So here we go. So we have him kind of moving there, right? That's the car stuff here. Now, we're going to take these four images as a sequence. But watch how we're going to do it. We're going to have we're going to have a grand opening like this. And I know I don't want to overuse the arches and everything, but here's where we're going to put. This is going to be a little bit weird. We're going to put a bunch of bodies here, bunch of them, kind of crowded up, bunch of them, right? But when we do that, before we do that, well, actually, I love that drawing. I hate to waste drawings like that, but let's say here. So the first thing we're going to do here, we're going to have a man here walking, kind of. There we go. This guy's a bank messenger for those guys, folks who don't know the story, right? So he's walking, right? Then he's looking up, kind of over, like so, right? Horrified. Then here, gonna have his hands over his head because he's just shocked by what he's seeing, right? And then here, we're gonna have him crouched over because he's just distraught here. Right, great. All right, now, so we've got him walking. One, two, he's kind of looking, noticing something. I think I need to move him up a little bit higher here. There we go. Yep, that works better. And again, the gestures in the body and all that, I'll make that stuff there a little bit better. All right, there we go. Right? Let's erase this. Erase this. All right, and then we're gonna go here. All right, now watch what we're gonna do here. We're gonna do this, and we're gonna put a bunch of dead bodies here. Piles and piles of dead bodies behind it. Right? Piles and piles and piles of dead bodies. I mean, terrible. And people here kind of crouched up and dying on the screen, kind of lean over and dead. You know, there we go. So go here. As a matter of fact, I would take that around like that, right? Because what's happening here, this is a kind of a great door, if you will, and people were trying to get off the street, but they didn't make it, right? Right? More dead bodies, tons and tons of dead bodies, right? We'll take this here. We'll go here, and I'll just a little bit of put a frame on here. There we go, because it's kind of the 20s, so it's kind of an Art Deco like environment. There we go. Right? So we got tons of dead bodies here. So you can see what's happening here. So this page here has one. Hello, S. Kepper 13. Pleasure to see you there. I hope I'm probably forgive me guys if I'm butchering your handles. I'm so sorry. All right, there we go. Now, this is okay. And let's check this out. So look, I know his face. He looks like a cartoon character. So, okay, great. All right. I get it. I can feel your eyes judging me. So let me go here. Whoops. Oh, what did I do? There we go. I can feel you judging me. So let me zoom in here. Okay. Boom. He's horrified. All right. There we go. All right, bro. There we go. All right. So he's horrified. Then you have the rear shot of him looking out, and he sees the city expanse and so on and so forth, right? We got that. And then we cut to another shot of him kind of creeping along the side of the building because it says that, right? Um, as a matter of fact, watch what I'm going to do here. This might mean nothing, but I want to just put this in here. Watch this. Let's go here to this. Watch this. Watch what I'm doing. So, because this particular gesture here where he's walking is like a continuation of this. So, here's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to zoom in on this. I'm going to do that. Yeah. See? He's covering his mouth. There we go. There we go. Okay. And just because that's a sketch, watch this. Covers mouth. Okay, got it? So you see what's happening there? These are the pages. Now, watch what I do here. So this is page 26. So I'll put 26 here. Now, from the look as it says same street as before, but everyone is dead and cars are wrecked. How silent the street was. This is what I'm going to do here. I'm going to take this layer here. Watch what I do. Boom. Right? So that's one panel of dialogue, right? Now I could, I don't know how I feel about this, but let me, oh doggone, I hate it when sometimes the stuff isn't, it doesn't do the context drop. But hold on, let me see something. Let me see something right quick. Let me turn this on here. Oh my eyes, my terrible, terrible eyes. Hang on, guys, hang on. We're almost there. Let's go to the comment. Lay comment. Lay comment time. There we go. All right, we're going to go to page 26. I don't know if this is going to work. If it does work, we're in great shape. If not, then we're going to be where we're going to be. Let's take that in there. Oh, it works. Fantastic. All right, watch this, guys. Watch what I'm about to do here. We're going to do Command Shift 4, and I am going to take this. Ah, 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 ah. All right, so we got that. Now, whoa, come on, buddy. Come on, go here. I'm going to drag and drop that right there. Yes. 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 And by the way, I'm going to be using Leo McGovern to do my lettering, but this is great. Man, I'm telling you, when you're doing an adaptation, it's weird. Look, the comic's been kicking my butt. I won't deny it. It has been kicking my butt. It seems like all the other projects are not the same, but this one has been kicking my butt, and it's okay. I think I'll be alive. All right. Now, so how sweet, how silent the street was. Not a soul was stirring, and yet it was high noon Wall Street. Broadway, right? So I can decide here what I want to do. I can decide um, what part of the narration I want, right? Now, just to show you what, like you guys see, okay, how did you get that in there? Let me just drag this down here so you can see it. Can I put this here? Where is it? Oh, there it is. All right, so I have the comment in Apple Notes, right? I'm not doing the lettering. I'm just suggesting where the lettering should be laid, right? So what I have now is I have to make a decision. Do I want here? So I chose this one, how silent the street was, right? He glanced almost wildly up and down. Now the good thing is I could tell the story visually, right? You know, I could tell the story visually, but I could also use narration, right? So let's say if I took this, Command Shift 4, watch this. See how I'm doing the screen capture on that? So now all I got to do is drag and drop that here. I could do that. So let's say this. Let's say I could take this, leave that there, but I could take this here. Watch what we're going to do here. Yep, we could take this one here, and we could, in theory, move that there. That might be interesting. I don't know. Right now, leave it where it is. Let's go here. We'll move this up. There we go. Yeah, I kind of like that. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. Now, notice in the Photoshop interface here. So for you guys who do this type of work, I mean, obviously, you know, people like a point pusher, you know, is an expert. This guy knows so much more than I do about this kind of stuff. But if you select layers, so I select here, here, these three layers. See how they're selected? If I hit Command G, what it does is turns it into a group. See? So that whole page turns off. Ah, crap. The only thing I didn't do was I didn't write the number 26 on that particular layer. So I'll do it here. I'll go to brush. We'll put 26 there. Okay, there we go. So see, that turns off and on. So we know 26, we've got that with the writing, right? Now let's go here. Yeah, that's where that was. So I'm going to erase here. Okay, so we've got that particular page done. Now we need to move to this page. Okay? Now here's the catch with this. And so if I'm looking here at this section, right? We see him here on the door, the kind of the doorway and everything. You know, and right here is a little bit big. Let me reduce him down in size. Because this is Wall Street. Doggone it. Lasso, man. Come on. There we go. Command T. There we go. Right there. That's good. All right, and I can just fill in the background here a little bit. There we go. All right. Now, so this, but he glanced up wildly up and down. Now, I could take that dialogue, right? Or what I did, if you'll notice, I took the dialogue from this here and I put both of these there, right? But I kind of like this shot here, meaning there should not be any dialogue there. I could, in theory, move the dialogue on the first page and move it here. He glanced almost wildly up and down, then crossed the street. You know what? Let's try that. Let's see if I can do that. Right there. How about this? Yes, I think that's it. I think maybe that's it. Let's move this here. Okay, and we're going to shift this over. There we go. There we go. We'll put that right there. That's good, right? And I'll show you why I'm doing that in just a moment. But let's go back here. Now what we want to do is we're going to take this dialogue here. We're going to move that there. So we're going to allow the shock on his face to kind of stand on its own because he's horrified by what's happening. And then you cut to the wide shot, the rear shot. He sees all the dead bodies and everything, the building, the facade of the building. And then you cut to the next page. And the next page, let me close that up there. The next page has him on the lights moving along the side of the street, right? But then you can take Du Bois's writing to kind of move the story on. It's like the words and the images are working together. Now, watch this. Because this is 4 panels and it's showing him at different stages of walking in front of everything, here's what we're going to do. It says here, in the great stone doorway, 100 men and women and children lay crushed and twisted and jammed into a great gaping doorway like refuse in a can. You see what I'm saying? That's pretty good. But we don't want this dialogue to be crunched in. We want it to be wide. And I'll show you what I mean by that. See how that stretched out? This is probably the best place to work here. So we're going to go here, blah, 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 right there. Okay. And I know it's not perfect, but just work with me here. Control Shift 4. Watch this. Watch this. Hi-yow. Now we're going to drag and drop that right there. Okay? We're going to move this over this. Hit Command T, which of course is already there. There we go. And we're just going to have this stretch along the top here, like that. You see what I'm saying? So there's dialogue here. So effectively what's happening, let me do a Command G, right? This is page 26. We're going to say P26, P27, right? So we got 2 pages down, but watch what's happening here. Watch what's happening. So I'm going to deal with the characters first. So effectively what's happening, as I take this brush here, and we'll move to a blue. Okay, watch this. So this is what's happening. Well, then take that. So the character is right here in the center. Then we're going here to this dialogue. Then we're going down here to this spreading out. You see what I'm saying? The eyes being controlled by the positioning of the items. But watch this. On the next page, we're starting here. Then we're going here. Then we're going here. 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 So we're effectively controlling the eye and how we're doing our breakdowns. It's because, look, human beings, and I'll be saying this over and over again, start on the right, you move to the left. Then you come down. You start on the right, you move to the left, right? And you're going from the top to the bottom. Sorry, I don't mean to misspell bottom. All right. So we got these 2 pages done here. It is 9:59. I'm going to lay out maybe 2 more pages and we will see. And then I'll be done for the night. But this is good. This is good stuff. Right? Because I have to finish laying out the lettering on the earlier pages. And I'll show that to you guys. By the way, again, I'm going to San Diego Comic-Con. Hello, Ed Prince, the real evil ex-juggernaut. Ex-jug? Ex-jug. All right. Anyway, Ed Prince is one of my former students. I've been so blessed to have some amazing students who have brought my older, aging, balding butt into the new world. He told me back in 2013 I needed to jump on YouTube, and I didn't listen. Now here we are, 12 years later. Was that 2013? Was that 2014 or 15? I forget. It was a long time ago, right? Because he was already a YouTube star. And he told me, he suggested, yeah, Tim, you need to do it. But I was scared. But okay, I'm doing it now. All right? Still alive for the moment. Okay, we go to a new layer here. We'll switch this back to black and white. All right, now let's check through this again. So we're going to say here, 28. Slowly the messenger crept along the walls. He was wetting his part, trying to comprehend, stilling the tremor in his limbs and the rising terror in his heart. He met a businessman, silk-hatted and frock-coated, who had crept too along with that smooth wall and now stood stone dead with wonder written on his lips. Right? All right. Now here's where we can get into it. This is going to be a little interesting here. So we're going to go here. Hold on. Let me move this down a little bit. We're going to go move it back right there. Again, we're just trying to keep this. The thing about breakdowns is that if you try to do too much detail, it can become tedious. All right. So what we're saying here is he's moving along the walls. So let's say here, yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to do this as a 6-panel setup. I'll explain to you what I mean in a moment. So we're going to go 6 panels. We're going to keep it the Gibbonsy. We're going to keep it David Gibbonsy. Gibbonsy. And what we're going to do here is we're going to take this opportunity to show the dead bodies in the street. But what we're going to do is we're going to toggle back and forth. This is a technique that I use all the time. It's called rhythm and patterns. So watch this. Line, circle, line, circle, line, circle. So what we can do here is we can start dead bodies. Well, let me not do that on this layer. I'm going to create a thing here. We're going to go dead bodies. And this guy's name is Jim. Then we'll do dead, Jim, dead, Jim. So what's happening here is we're going to do this in such a way where there is a focus on the character, but you'll be able to see the type of things that's going on in the background or even in the foreground. See, slowly he crept along the walls, wetting his parched mouth and trying to comprehend, right? And this, because of the way it's written, really suggests, and I think what I'll do is I'll start with him first. We're going to do this right here. There we go. There we go. See? There he is. He's got his suit coat on because he's a bank messenger. Job doesn't exist anymore, but whatever. All right, watch what I'm going to do here. I'm going to go here for a little bit. Now, this is the way I'm doing this is I'm bothering with this a little bit too much. We're going to put his arm out here. There we go. And then we'll do that. Right? And then we'll have dead bodies below. Put a shadow here on the side because he's scaling along the side. Right? Because he's creeping along the walls, wetting his parched mouth, still the right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to put dead bodies here, dead bodies here, dead bodies here, and we're going to show him this is a rear shot here, kind of walking over the dead bodies, right? Yeah, that's good. You see what I'm saying? We're moving the camera in and we're pulling it out where necessary. All right, let me take a moment here to check the comments on YouTube, which they still don't seem to have anything here. I'm screwing up so badly on this right here, but that's okay. It's all right. All right, nobody commented on YouTube right now. I'm trying a new thing where I'm trying thumbnails with it instead of just going with the standby window. Okay, we'll go here to, let's see, get a picture of Roger Moore. I don't know why that is. We'll go here. I think everyone was telling you to jump on YouTube. Were they telling me to jump on YouTube? Am I on YouTube? I think I am. I think I'm on YouTube. Anyway, that's Mark Florestan, my best friend here, telling me what's up. I think I am on YouTube. Let me put a like on here. Or he's just messing with me like he likes to do. Yo, man, I'm working here. Leave me alone. Stop doing that. Anyway, I see Yatasha Womack, the Y Soul Star. Is that Y Soul Star? We or I Soul Star? I was always confused by that. But anyway, she is going to either be with me on the panel and the other sisters, or I'm actually going to be interviewed by the sisters, one or the other. We'll see. All right, so we got that shot here. So this is good. Right, and I think I need to show a little kid here. It need to be a dead kid. Yeah, lots of dead children. That's horrifying. Should be holding a teddy bear there, right? And he's walking. Yeah, that's it. And you see the bodies, right? There we go. There we go. And he can put his hand. See, look at this. Watch the shot. His hand. Yeah, that's right. So you don't even have to show his body all the time because he's moving. See what I'm saying? We can get that shot in, and then here. Oh, no. Let me take it back. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to grab this. Hang on. There we go. Deselect that. I'm going to drag this here. There we go. Because remember, I wanted to show the face. That's what I wanted to do. So what I'm going to do here is this. I think, I'm not entirely sure, but let me go here. And by the way, I know you guys can see this. Is this reading okay to you guys? Do you understand what's going on in the breakdowns? Any feedback that you have here? I've been warned about giving away too much power by my daughter, to readers. But I'm listening. I'm just trying to see okay, we'll do it like that. We'll put it in the midway, just like that. All right, but I am genuinely interested in your feedback. Again, the objective is to do this book as well as I can and put a hand there. See what's happening? So I move that shot up. He's there. Then here, I'm going to have him kind of looking back, horrified. Like so. Yeah, that'll be great. Yeah, that'd be awesome. He's crunched over like so. Yeah, like that. Yeah. Then we can have the dead bodies behind him screaming into the distance. Lots and lots and lots of dead bodies, people. Boom, bam. There we go, right? Then we can go to the shot here where he's walking. You see dead people. Lots and lots of dead people. I'm going to be drawing dead people for the next several months, I can tell. I would go here, right? So he's walking. Dead bodies everywhere. We can put up a few hands and stuff like that, right? And he's walking here. And then here, I know how I'm going to do this. This is really, he'll be like this. There we go. I like this. That's hot. There we go. See? There we go. So you see? Now I can go into another shot. Watch this. Ah, man, how am I going to do that? Doggone it. I know what I'll do. I will take, this is going to be a little weird, but watch how I do this. I'm going to take this shot here. I'm going to take this shot. I'm going to move it down here. But I'm going to make it smaller. I'm going to move it over slightly to the right. Right? There we go. Right? So he's walking away into the distance. Now here, what I'll do is I'll have him walking. There we go. And he's stepping over bodies, but he's at the top of the frame here. There we go. There we go. There we go. Like that. Right? Put a car here. Yep. Old car. There we go. All righty. And I'm going to darken this up here because I want it to appear that he's kind of walking away. So effectively what's happening on this shot, right? Watch this. Well, actually, hang on one second. Before I do that, let me go back here. All right. So page, that's 26, 27. And then we have page 28. Page 28, slowly the messenger crept along the walls, wetting his parched mouth and trying to comprehend, stilling the terror in his limbs and rising terror in his heart. He met a businessman, silk-hatted and frock-coated, who had crept too along that... Okay, so I could use this dialogue, and there's a part of me that feels like if I'm doing an adaptation, I want to use this. So let's see here. That's 28. All right, but we need to keep this really, really thin here. Let's see. And you might say, well, what does he mean? He's going to keep it thin. I'm going to show you. Just like here. All right, here we go. 28. There we go. So let's see. Can we take it in further? Yes, we can. Ah, crap. Not too much further. Let's get, yeah, okay. All right, that's good enough. All right, so watch what we're going to do here. So this is 28. Command Shift 4. So we're going to, yes. Maybe. We'll see. Yes. Watch this. So you're going to take this right there. And I'm drag and drop this right here. Right? So that's part there. And I may do this. I don't want this to become like a Steve Ditko. Hey, Rebel Jones, how you doing, Monique? What's going on, girl? Good to see you. Let's see here. Now we got to do. He met a businessman. Where is it? Oh, my eyes. My terrible eyes. All right, here we go. Right? Whoops. Hang on, guys. Stick with me. Where in the world is that doggone thing? Hold on. Hang on. Doggone it. Here it is. He met a businessman. So this is what I'm gonna do. See what I'm doing here? Watch this. Command Shift 4. So I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna move that right there. Right? So silence, narration. Silence, narration. Or I'm sorry, silence, narration, silence, and then silence, narration, silence. Now, I like to do that because I think when you divvy things up like that, it builds some interesting tension. But it allows me to use, hello, Books and Bounty, how you guys doing? It allows me to build the story along in conjunction with Du Bois's writing. But I don't want to crowd his writing. I want his writing to breathe, but I want to be able to make sure that I tell the story visually that is implied in the writing, if that makes sense. If that makes sense. Okay, so we got this here. I'm going to Command G. All right, so we're going to call that P28. Okay, good. So we're making progress. We're making progress. This is a great thing when you're adapting writers. You have the ability to be able to take that writing. Very cool. All right, so we're going to do another one here. One more, and then we will call it a night. It's 10:15. I know I'm going to pass most folks' bedtime and certainly past mine. I could end it now, but all right, I'll do one more page. All right, so we'll move this over here. And keep in mind, these thumbnails are very small. See how small these thumbnails are? They're not big at all, right? So let's go here. Oh, that's one thing I did there. Let's see. Let's take this. We want to get rid of those zeros and ones. We don't need that. There we go. Now we'll go here. Now, we'll go here to this layer. So it says here, here we go. He met a businessman, silk-hatted and frock-coated, who had crept too. All right, and that's where that dialogue was. And then you go past that, and then you go to the next page. And the next page, this is going to be a little weird here, but work with me. Work with. Good. I'm glad to how the kids doing, Monique. There's Rebel Jones, who is a fantastic filmmaker as well. Yes, this is Tim, dear. This is Tim. I have a twin brother named Jim. All right. Let's see. What do we got? All right. Oops, that's one thing I didn't do. Okay, watch this. And I just need to do this. So that's 26. I need to write 27. Right? Then I need to write 28. And this one here will be 29. Okay? All right, so we got 29 here. The message turns his eyes hastily away and sought the curb. A woman leaned wearily against the signpost, a head bowed motionless on her lace and silken bosom. Before her stood a streetcar, silent and within, but the messenger glanced and hurried on. Now this will be interesting. So we're going to say a streetcar, right? Oh, good. I'm glad the kids are doing good. Let's see how we're going to do this. How are we going to do this? We want to show a woman against a signpost. How am I going to show that? This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. Watch this, guys. So we're going to go here. I don't know if it's going to work. Yeah, it'll work. We're going to take a thin panel or a horizontal panel there. We're going to take 2 strokes here, and then we're going to do this. Yep. Now I'm going to show you why did I do that? I did that because I want to be able to take everything that happens in page 29 here and give it some sort of you'll see. All right, watch this. So we got here a signpost, and we have a woman who's here. She's dead. I'll give her a little hat there. All right, and she's sitting kind of collapsed on the street post. Right? But the thing I want to do, I'm going to take this here. I'm going to reduce that down right about there. Yep, there we go. Right there. All right, now I'm going to take that signpost up a little bit higher. She's dead there. She's dead on the ground. Lots of dead people in this show, just in case you guys were confused. Lots and lots of dead people. But I need to take this and I need to move her here, right in the middle. Like this. And I don't know if this is going to work, but we'll see. So I'm going to put a few dead bodies there. I'm going to put one dead body over there. Now, this is going to be a little weird. So I'm going to copy this. And I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to move it right down at the bottom here. So what's happening here, this will be a continuation of the same shot. But here, we'll have our dude walking. There we go. Right? And here in this panel, I have him continuing to walk past. Right? So he's walked past her. He's done effectively that. All right, but this might work. I think we may be on something. Now I could have done that from Andalucia. Hello, how you doing? I think did we meet at San Diego last year? Can't remember. Oh, your son is watching. Does he draw? Does he draw? Lots of dead people. Hey, girl, I don't know if you need to be letting your kids watch this if it's that bad. Anyway. All right, guys, it's I don't think it's a school night or anything like that. I don't want people to get upset with me. Who is this? Somebody just sent me a message. Who is this? This is I don't know who that is. Draw in 3D. Ooh, soft. Yes, he does. Well, tell him to pick up his pencil and keep up. Let's go. Let's go. You better tell him to pick up his pencil. What's his name? What's his name? Yeah, tell him I know where he lives. Yeah, you better get back to drawing, buddy. Like my editor wants me. Ezekiel, start drawing, man. Stop screwing around. All right, enough of that. So we're going to go here. Okay. Now, so we've got the shot here where he's walking past the 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 the, the dead lady. Okay. Lots of dead people in this. I think I'm going to take this here. I'm just going to tweak it just a little bit here. I need to do this with a lasso tool here. And keep in mind, this is just my messy breakdowns. So, yes, I'm going to move this right there. That's good. Yep, that's good. There we go. Now I'm going to go here and I'm going to move this one over as well. Command T. There we go. So here, because I needed to read that he's walked past her. I need the viewer to be able to see that he's walked past her. See what I'm saying? So there we go. So that's good, right? You see that? So now, let's take that pole up there a little bit. There we go. So he's coming up on her here, right? As a matter of fact, I'll put like a car or something. There we go. Put some dead bodies on the car, of course, right? And I can, without having to copy paste anything, I'll do sort of the same thing here. By the way, Chris, Ryan, how's it going? I don't know if you're still looking there, but just wanted to again congratulate you for your work. I know you've been publishing a lot lately. This is great. Let's see here. Boom. There we go. All right. So that's good. Now, so the messenger turned his eyes hastily away and sought the curb. A woman leaned warily against the signpost. So we got the signpost. So there's a woman there, right? And he walks past. He's walking past her is what's happening, right? Before her stood a streetcar, silent and within, but the messenger glanced and hurried on. So here's what I could do. I could do one or two things. I like this idea. Hang on. Let's see. Let's see how we're going to do this. We got to tell this story because we want to be able to soak as much drama out of the words. So we know we have, this is a bookend, right? It's like a bookend. This one section here with this page 29 is effectively a story. That one page is we're telling a story that he is walking past a woman and a streetcar, and that streetcar is filled with what? Dead people. So here's the thing I could do. I could, in theory, watch this. Why did I think about that? Look at this. So I'm going to make this the streetcar. I know, right? And I'm going to go back. Let's see here. Because I want it to be clear. Oh, watch this. Watch this, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to go here. And we're going to put inside. We're going to have this shot from the interior of the streetcar. And all these people here are dead, but they're in silhouette. Whoops, sorry. Let's pick this up here. Watch what I'm gonna do. Watch what I'm gonna do. Bam. Yes. 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 Right? And then watch this. We can take this. Ha ha! Look at this. We are telling the story from within the streetcar. Right? And the frames of the streetcar will act as panels. Watch this. Watch how we do it. I'm going to come here. Let me just shorten this guy's head up here. And see, and you know they dead because they're going to be silhouettes of dead people, right? So what we're going to do here is this. Right? There we go. All right. Now, here's the thing. I kind of like that, but I think just because I get a little, hey, I'm a little bit anal with this kind of stuff here. What we'll do is this. And take this here. We're going to move this over here. There we go. Right there. That'll work. That'll work. All right, good. Man, D is for deselect. I again, for those folks who don't know, I'm a completely digital artist. I moved on from drawing in analog materials decades ago, and this is what I do. There we go. Okay, take that there. Put the dead body there. All right. So there he is walking, right? So here we're telling the story from inside of the streetcar, but we need it to be clear that that's a streetcar. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make this car here. That's a streetcar right there. And I'll make it like a bus. And I'll make sure that I tell the story with a kind of I make sure I get a time accurate bus. There we go. See? Yes. Yes. All right, good. So we got this. Again, comics are just as powerful as film. No question about that. All right, so we got page 29 here. All right, now, the messenger turned his eyes hastily away and sought the curb. Uh, so I'm gonna make a copy paste of this, but I tend to, I don't know if I like necessarily always using Du Bois's work for just for the sake of using it, right? But we're good. Let's do this. Command Shift 4. There we go. All right, and we're going to drag and drop this right there. I mean, the cool thing is, you got to say, is that the guy did write his butt off. There we go. So that still reads there. Let's zoom in here. Right? So there it is. A messenger, a woman leaned wearily against a signpost. We could do that. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that one. How about this one? Let's go here. Let's take. All right. Blah, blah, blah. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to split that paragraph in half. So I'm going to go here. Watch this. Yes. This is what I'm going to do. Watch this. Command Shift 4. The messenger. Right? What we're going to do is this. I'm going to take this. I'm going to move this right here. Right there. That's good. I'm going to move this right there. Right? Ah, crap. I don't like that. I don't like that. I want to like it, but if you don't like it, you don't like it. Okay? Let me move this in a little. Let me see if I can move this in just like really like squeeze it in there. All right. Okay, that might work better. Command Shift 4. There we go. Boom. Right there. Let's reduce that down in size. Okay, good. That's good. I suppose we could do it this way. And now, Command Shift 4. So what I'm doing here by doing it this way, all I'm effectively doing is making the letterer's job easier, but moving the story along. All right, so we've got that. So effectively what's happening here for the shot, I think I like this one. I'm going to delete that, cut that in half there. We're going to go Command, there we go. Command J. We're going to call that P29. Okay? Now, I know we've gone on for a little bit long tonight, so I'm going to get ready to shut this down here because we've gone on. Let me do this Command A, backspace, Command D. So effectively on this shot here, what's happening is, so you can see here, effectively what's happening is this. This, that, this, here, there, there. Then you go back down. Then you go here, then there, then to the next page. You see how we're controlling the eye? We're controlling the eye by moving things around. Okay? I ain't the greatest illustrator in the world, but I'm not the worst storyteller in the world. All right. Okay, so we did breakdowns on 4 pages today. That's good. I just need to finish up the other breakdowns from the other stuff, and I'll be able to send that off to my editor, and hopefully she won't kill me. With that, let me review this again. I will be at the San Diego Comic-Con this week, and I will post this up tonight. There we go. I'll post this up. This is what we've got. Got the San Diego STEM, Space, and Afrofuturism San Diego Comic-Con, moderated by myself and possibly Natasha, I guess so, Womack, who's just added. This is great. Shamika Mitchell, who I think I've met before. Melinda Kamudu Biggs. Regine Sawyer, the goddess of women in comics international, the big wig with the afro. She doesn't have any. None of these sisters have hair issues like I do. And Lawana Richmond, who is the master of all that is both Afrofuturist and a lounge. So I have the privilege of working with them. Also on Saturday, I should be connecting with my good buddy Calvin Reed, who is responsible in many parts with my mainstream career. We're going to be doing our thing where we do the whole, the whole, the whole, what is it I'm trying to say? You're going to be doing the whole floor tour for San Diego Comic Con. We did it at Comic Con last year, San Diego last year. Then we did New York Comic Con late last year, and now we're back at San Diego. And I enjoy hanging out with him because he's a good man. He's a very, very good man. So I'll be doing that on Saturday. I hope I'll be attending Patrick Reed's hip hop panel. But that's always an interesting thing with so many people coming. You never know who's going to be on the panel. The guy from Yo Gabba Gabba was there last year. I actually did some portraits, but it's so difficult to manage all the portraiture stuff that I do. So maybe what I'll do is I'll show a little bit of that this time as I go on, because I want to actually stream from the convention center if I can. Let's see what else we got going on. Sunday, George Lucas is going to be in Hall H, and I'm hoping I can do that. And I found it here. I said this yesterday. So I found this thing here. I mean, because I got these things here I got when I was like 12 years old. I have the original Star Wars. So I have my Star Wars sketchbook with Joe Johnston, but I also have the blueprints. So I got these things are old as Methuselah. I kept my Star Wars stuff because I'm a Star Wars head, serious Star Wars head. So I'll have to figure out a way to stick these in my bag because my dream would be that I would get him to sign these. Right? That's my original Star Wars. Look at all that stuff. That's just great stuff. Great stuff. Great stuff. Seminole, we all wish we could create something that we would be known for and change the world. But, no one really knows they're doing that stuff. But, thank God for that guy. We could think what we want sometimes of his work. But without him, we literally wouldn't even be using the computers that we're using. We certainly wouldn't be using the software. Sorry, I'll just keep it. I'm trying to stick it back up there and mess something up. Would hate the set to collapse around me as I'm working here. All right. Dieselfunk Dispatch, Tuesday, July 22nd. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed seeing today's show. I will be at the Afrofuturism panel on Friday. Saturday, I hope to be at the hip hop panel. We'll work that. I think it's like 4:30 in the afternoon. I'll be doing my tour with Calvin Reed of Publishers Weekly. That'll be broadcast on the Publishers Weekly More to Come podcast. And Sunday, I want to see George Lucas on the panel. And I'll be attending the Dwayne McDuffie Diversity Awards, Graphic History of Hip Hop. This book here, done with the great Walter Grayson of McAllister Endowed Chair of McAllister College. He wrote it. I drew it. Almost killed both of us. But we're still alive. Because it used to be just me, it almost killed me. But it almost killed both of us. And now we're working on book 2. And we're so happy with how things are going. Joe Smith, don't worry, man. I got you. Because Nikki Johnson, what's up, girl? How's it going? Jazzy in California. Who is Jazzy in? Is this the? I don't know. I've seen it. You know what? Hang on. Hold on. I'm sorry. I don't know if my daughter's looking here, but I'm about to post the information into the chat. Okay, relax. Let's see here. Let's go here. Whoops. All right, let's go here. Let's take that. There we go. All right, let's go to mailbox. Okay, hang on. No, that is not the mailbox. This is the mailbox. Hang on. I'm going to copy paste it in here. Hang on. I'm sorry, guys. There it is. Oh, going it. Hang on. I got it. I know how to do this. I know how to do this, man. Here we go. Bam. Got it. All right. Watch this, guys. I'll ride DM. I will, but I'm going to put it here just in case. And I will also be uh, posting the main page very shortly, and I think we'll be good. With that, I don't know why that got so dark, y'all, because I Reddit popped up and Reddit everything was dark. All right, let's hit Command M. Okay, we're a little bit brighter there. All right, now, you can buy my books. We got Infinitum, an Afrofuturist tale. This guy, I did some animation on that, but I ran out of animation credits. You can buy this guy here, Maddie's Rocket. I'm hoping to have a signed copy for Mr. Lucas, if I can, of Maddie's Rocket and Infinitum. We'll see how that works out. Check this out. And also, since we had Yatasha Womack here, let's see if we get that. Oh, God, don't want to tear up my set. Black Panther. She did this book. Very proud of her. She's doing her thing. Also, I would be remiss if. Where is it? Oh, God. Let's see. Can I do this without tearing anything down? It looks like I might tear some stuff down. And I'm afraid to keep moving around or it's going to be a problem. Hang on. This is my Blake. Oh, these are my original Star Wars here. Hang on. Oh, God. Where is it? There it is. I'm not forgetting about you, dear. We have here, yeah, this is going to fall apart for sure. That's okay. I'll take care of that later. Okay. This is my wife's book, Black Jelly. A series of poems. Please get her book. She's awesome. Awesome playwright, awesome writer, and a pretty doggone good wife and spouse. All right. Got myself covered there. Dieselfunk Dispatch signing off. Life stiff any Cody. Life as Tiffany Cody. Hey, Tiffany Cody. I don't know who Tiffany Cody is, but how you doing? Pleasure to meet you. Let me check one more time before we get ready to sign off. I'm going to check the comment section here. I don't know if anything's up on YouTube. Probably not. Probably not. I don't know why that messes up there, but it's okay. We're all right. I said, hey, folks. But let me put this here on there. I'm going to put paste. I'm going to put that on there. Okay. There we go. And we'll go to Facebook here. I don't know why this picture of Roger Moore keeps popping up. Whatever. Who is your favorite James Bond? I think everyone was telling you to jump on YouTube. I don't know how to jump on YouTube, man. Yes, the breakdown process makes sense. Thank you so much, brother. I was a little bit concerned about that, but I love doing breakdowns. Breakdowns are awesome. Let's see, whatever. TikTok, man. And I don't really engage on Twitch, but I will eventually engage on Twitch. Hey, girl, how's it going? Melanie M. Goudreau, Fielder. How you doing? I know I'm going to see you tomorrow. I'll pick you up from the airport. All is well. The car is in good shape. Tomorrow's Wednesday. We don't have to move the car around. It's all good. All right. With that, is there anything else I need to show you guys? I think we are good. I love doing this work. I love doing this stream. I can't believe I'm saying that. Serious condolences to Malcolm Jamal Warner. I may draw him. I don't know. sometimes I draw people when they pass away, but I don't know if I feel it like right there right now. But outside of that, I think it's been an awesome day. I got some work done. I'm gonna get back to Black Prince soon enough. Uh, I'm one of the luckiest artists in the world. I'm able to live here in this wonderful city of New York and live in a way where I'm not, desperate, which is a nice change of pace from what it's been before in the past. With an awesome woman as my life companion, and my kids are doing okay, and my health I think could always be better, but just need to drink more water, keep drinking that water, and I just want to finish this book for Mr. Du Bois and his family. Hello, Arthur McFarlane. Not sure if you're looking here or anything like this, but this is what is going on. And with that, I want to thank you guys. Please, 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 please. Let me play the music here because I'm about to sign out. Let's go here. We're going to go to our bow, 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 bow. Hold on. There it is. Subscribe. Hit like. Hit the notifications, baby. Subscribe. Hit like. Hit the notification. You know what you need to do. Like this stuff. Subscribe to this stuff. This is what I'm trying to do. I love doing this for those artists, for those creators who are interested in doing this type of work. This is the new world that we're in. Your job is not just to make books. Your job is to make product, promote that product where the people are. The people are not looking at network TV anymore. They're online, but you can't just do it necessarily one post a day. You've got to be out there broadcasting. If you don't like talking, hey, you could just draw and keep the camera on. Do it. Some people find it calming. Some people find me talking a bit much, so I can stop talking. I don't know. I'm just saying, do what you got to do. Also, I'm Tim Fielder, visual Afrofeatures and graphic novelist. Music by Boston Fielder, my brother. Go to herbalt.bandcamp. My books, Infinitum, Maddie's Rocket, Graphic History of Hip Hop. Thank you, and